All right, so I was wrong last time, but let's see if there's more amazing opinions coming our way.
Now, so please help me clear this up. Men don't want girls who have hooked up with over 10 guys, but it's fine if the guy is hooked up with like hundreds of girls. Like, it's fine. Men don't want girls who do spicy content, but it's fine when men pay and follow every single spicy content girl they can find. Men don't want girls who are friends with their exes, but it's fine that like he's still friends with every girl he's ever hooked up with. Men don't want girls who go to concerts dressing promiscuous, but it's fine if he goes to a concert with all girls who dress promiscuous without his girl, right?
Okay, so this is the most classic thing, girls calling out double standards, right? Because all girls care about all the time is how fair things are, but perceptually fair. And that perception is their narrative, how they want it to be, how they think it is, not what it actually is. Obviously, that's the whole idea of perception, right? So let's clear this up, right? No, they aren't good. Okay, so either of those aren't necessarily ideal. So most guys are going to tell you the same thing. They don't necessarily want the girl that does the partying and all this, at least not for long term. For short term, maybe, right? But not for long term. Okay, so then why is it different if a guy's doing all those things? Well, it's not good if a guy does those things. Like, it's not good if a guy's watching porn every day. It's not necessarily a good thing if a guy goes and has a bunch of promiscuous girls around him or whatever. These aren't necessarily holy things, right? The issue is that girls always, and I mean always, fail to understand that it's not the same. Okay? It's not the same. It's not even close to the same battle. So let me explain why that's the case. Girls love to benefit from things, but they hate it when it comes time to pay. All right. And this is appropriate for most people. The main difference is that guys are used to having to pay because guys rarely get things for free. Most girls, especially in the modern era, they're very used to getting things for free. They've been more accustomed to it. Like, if you're a cute girl, you will get a lot of things for free in your life, so much so to the point that you think this is just what life's all about. And it's very hard for you to see outside of that. For a guy to get free stuff, you have to be so valuable that that free thing you're getting has to almost be meaningless. And this is the problem. Guys have a limitless sexual desire. So while I'm not saying it's a good thing to do from a moralistic perspective, and I hate getting into that stuff because it changes depending on what you preach or what you believe in, but I do think that it's much, much more difficult for guys to get to a point where they can engage in that. So girls, when they talk about this, they're always talking down from the throne, holier than thou, as if they know best, especially when it comes to morality of guys. And they always complain about the double standard, but it exists for a reason. Girls by default choose the best guys. So they are ensuring that this continues on forever. And the issue is, on an individual basis, they don't see any responsibility in what they're doing. They just think it's always other girls. I don't do it. Other girls do that. I don't do it, right? And the core reason for this is because they overwhelmingly think that they are special and unique, even if there's nothing in particular that makes them that special. Because they're special, they're going to choose someone that they deem to be special, since most of the time, girls do have a pretty good sense of quality. And no, not quality from the conventional sense or a moralistic sense, but from a survival quality. For this reason alone, the double standard makes perfect sense, and it's always been naturally balanced. Girls want the best guys. Very few guys can be the best guys. Therefore, they get the majority. The girl's perception is that how is it fair that that guy can do this and this, when in reality, they're choosing guys that are already in the top percentage. I mean, let's be honest. How many guy friends do you know that go out with tons of promiscuous girls? It's pretty much nobody. There's a very small percentage of guys that can even pull this off. And even if they are doing it, it's probably because they're just friends. Let's be honest. So from an intellectual perspective, this double standard garbage is so low IQ, to be honest. There's a reason for these things. I don't necessarily like it. It's not flattering, to say the least, but it exists for a reason. And that reason is not going to go away until girls also change themselves, which is not going to happen, because a girl is always going to want the best guy she can get. She doesn't want a guy that nobody wants. For this reason, she is passively encouraging the very system that she is now frowning upon. Try to make that make sense.
Men don't want girls who party, but it's fine when guys party. Okay? I feel like I'm like losing brain cells What in the double standard is happening?
To be completely honest with you about this, nothing is surprising about this, even slightly. The truth is, guys have two tiers in their mind when it comes to women. They have marriage tier and they have fun tier. And very rarely are those two the same. So for this reason, when they do that, guys typically don't see it as, oh, well, this is who I'm going to spend my life with. Okay, they have this weird sort of compartmentalized way of viewing this, which is why there's fun girls and then there's marriage girls, and the two, like I said, very rarely mix. We can go on and on all day about how unfair it is and how guys shouldn't be this way, but then we could do the same thing about women when they like narcissists, manipulators, or psychopaths. It's the same in reverse, just that we don't often shame the female side of things, but we definitely shame guys when they like these types of things. Obviously, in an ideal world, none of this would exist. We all know this, okay? But to shame it and ignore its purpose or ignore the reality of what's actually going on doesn't do anyone any favors. Complaining about double standards while simultaneously benefiting from them and not complaining about those ones is stupid. If you're going to complain about double standards, you have to complain about all of them, the ones that benefit you and the ones that don't benefit you. If you just complain about the ones that don't benefit you, it's very clear that you're biased and only looking out for your own self-interest. If you like this video, like and subscribe.